All right, so Dana White had some mean things to say about the Schmo. He called him an effing idiot. I thought him and the Schmo were friends, man. But he said a really mean thing, and I'm going to show you guys a video from that clip. It is in this particular clip right here. I wanted to show you guys a small clip of it really quick, but I think Dana might say the F word. Okay, actually, you know what? I just realized he, like, for sure says the F word. So I'm going to wait a second because you don't swear in the first couple minutes of a YouTube video. And then I'm going to show you a little bit more from this video right here that we talked about last night, because Dana, in that video where he was talking about the journalists instigating fights out of the guys, and I'd made a commentary about that last night, this directly relates to that. And I still completely stand by what I said last night, which is that you could stop the guys fighting outside the cage instantaneously. All you'd have to do is this thing that I recommended, and I'll talk about that again. But I want to show you guys the clip of what he said about the Schmo, and then talk about it, because I'll tell you exactly what the Schmo said. And look, dude, like, I didn't see the press conference. I realize that right now too, and I'll talk about that because I was traveling. I was going to the show. Anyway, so I'll show you what he said about the Schmo, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts on it, and we will go from there. And then I got another video coming. More Israel Adesanya is trolling Pereira's kid again, and I want to talk about that again because I have a different opinion on this one versus that one, and we'll go from there. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. We gained about 400 or 500 subscribers in the last 36 hours, so that's a good day, dude. That's a good day. If you don't mind subscribing, if you're going to watch my content, that would be incredibly helpful. And also, I got to thank the sponsor of this video, Sheath Underwear. I'm doing the drawing for last month this week. Whoever gets the J's last month, we'll find out this week. So if you want to enter into this month's contest, go to sheathunderwear.com. Get a pair of the best underwear ever. Send me the receipt. Use the promo code FIRE and send me a receipt that you did that to my email, and you'll get entered into this month's contest to win. Son, Sheath is the best underwear on earth. I was wearing it when I went to the show this weekend, and you guys can get down with it also if you want. So, sheathunderwear.com, use the promo code FIRE, and send me the receipt, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, so let's look at, that's how long we've been talking, 2 minutes. So now we could talk about, or we could show you what Dana said without worrying about YouTube, getting upset at Dana using the F word, because he absolutely uses the F word. All right, so here we go. Let's watch this, and then we'll talk about it. Ready? Boom.
Legit questions that you would like to ask them, and then that other fucking idiot gets up there and goes, "Now that the WWE deal is done, who would you like to hit with a fucking chair?" You motherfucker. That's who we like. Fuck up.
Hell yeah.
That's what I got to deal with every fucking weekend. Listen to this fucking idiot.
You see, you can't quote, I can't just show videos of Dana without making sure that there's been a certain amount of time on YouTube, because he swears more than I do.
WWE, UFC merger, one umbrella, past or present, professional wrestling. If you could take one person with the steel chair to the skull, who would it be? Or UFC fighter, wrestling ring.
No comment. I'm trying not to get in trouble.
That's a good company man right there. That's a good company man. And so that is that for that particular video, right? So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I also talked about this video last night having to do with, with what Dana said about the fighters. And I just want to show you super quick. If you haven't watched that, I think I actually posted it today. But in this video, he said...
Whatever. First of all, it creates shit backstage and at the hotels, right? When you guys ask them questions like that and they say something, we still got 2 days until the fight, and these guys run into each other backstage and everywhere else, and it's so disrespectful to their opponent. There's an opponent sitting up there that they're going to fight. And I just hate that shit. I get it. You want your fucking clicks or whatever it is you guys want to get, your little fucking moment that you can post, but I will fucking attack you if you do that. You know what I mean? It just causes a lot of bullshit.
Okay, so I wanted to address a couple things about that. So now I realize he was talking specifically about that press conference. And bottom line is this, dude. There's two things. Number one, right? Number one is that, like I said in my previous video, if you wanted to stop the guys from fighting outside the cage, all you'd have to do is just start finding people, and they would instantaneously get in line, right? Anybody who attacks someone associated with the UFC brand. I mean, think about it like this, dude. They implemented a non-gambling policy, right? Like a person's mom is not allowed to gamble. A person on their team is not allowed to gamble for them. So if you are on a person's team and that person is fighting that week, if that person is going to get fined 50 grand, the reason why these guys all get in fights is because they've got each other's backs, dude. Like that's the thing that people, like non-violent people, don't understand. Now, obviously all of you guys understand this. If you're MMA people, you understand the code, dude. Like the reason these guys fight is because they have their boys back, or because they were directly challenged. But I'm talking about like their entourages. They fight because they've got their boys back. And if you play that out, what that means is if your boy is going to get fined 50 grand if you attack someone, you're not attacking anybody, dude. Just bottom line. So all you have to do is just implement fines. But they don't really want that. Dana was just making the point that this week it was promoting the wrong conflict. Kevin Holland versus Masvidal. The other thing is that, like, apparently this was a bigger deal than everybody kind of knew, because I saw that video of Masvidal almost like trying to chase down Holland outside on the street. So who knows what's going on behind the scenes. But all I'm saying is attacking journalists or asking the questions is pretty silly, like I was saying in the video, when you could just stop at any, the second that you wanted to. Now, about the Schmo, I don't know. Like, I want to do this video because, like, I thought him and Dana are cool, dude. Like, I always thought of, like, the Schmo as, like, one of the guys who was, like, totally on the inside with Dana. Like, Dana has done his show. He has had incredible access. When I first saw it, I didn't really understand. I was like, how is this guy getting all of this stuff? Like, is it the Schmo stick, like the shtick, the Schmo? Because I don't get it. Like, he must be down with Dana. So Dana going that hard on him, that either means that their relationship is vastly different than I thought, or Dana will you'll get it, dude. Like, if you catch him, you do the wrong thing and he's aggravated and you're interfering with his show, you're going to get it no matter who you are. But I don't know, who knows how the Schmo's taking it. I'll tell you this, dude. I would not take it well if Dana said that about me. And I don't mean like I would be like, oh, screw you, Dana. Screw you. I just don't, like, I would be like, did I do something wrong? Jesus. I got the wrath of the boss. I mean, you could see, like, all the people in this industry who have any kind of, like, aspirations to do anything in MMA, even, like, connected to MMA, they try to stay out of Dana's way because that's just, to me, those are just people who actually have like some kind of history of successful business. It's like, if you got a dude who pulls all the strings, you stay on their good side. That is just common sense, dude. But, I mean, the Schmo obviously didn't do anything intentionally to ruffle Dana's feathers. I thought his question was actually I thought that was actually a pretty good question, to be honest. Especially if you're like a wrestling guy. Like, I've literally never watched WWE. I think I watched like 2 episodes when I was in college because I had some guys in my fraternity house that watched it. I was like, all right, this is like, I just watched them like, all right. And I just couldn't understand how people got into it because I didn't watch it when I was a kid. So I was just kind of like, all right, so it's a fake fight though, right? Like, this is not, it's not real, right? It's fake. But yeah, so that, I don't have anything to add to that other than, it's funny. Oh, and I will say this. I meant to say this earlier. So my opinion on Dana going after the journalists, I do have to qualify one thing. If I say something and I realize I had an uninformed opinion, I will always call myself out. Always. And I will acknowledge now, I did not see that press conference because I was traveling to Miami. I just didn't see it, I flew to Miami on the same day that the press conference was going on, and then we got to there. I was traveling all day. I just didn't see it, so I don't know. I have no idea what was going on behind the scenes. I have absolutely no idea. This is the first time I saw what the journalist actually asked. So, candidly, that question does not seem like a bad question to me. Hey, if you could hit anyone with a chair, who would you hit? And Kevin Holland, what I got to say about Kevin Holland? That's good company, man. I am not answering that because the boss instructed me no more funny business, and so I listened to the boss, and that's why I'm going to continue to make a lot of money and get good fights, because the ultimate decision maker, you want to stay on their good side. I do not understand fighters or people whose paychecks are reliant on Dana White who go in the public and start railing on Dana White or the organization. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. Like, there's a way to say that, you can negotiate your contract in public in some ways, but keep it about the money, keep it about the money. Like, hey, Uncle Liev, who would have won the light heavyweight belt, but it was called a draw. It was a pretty bad decision. And then he was like, I don't even want to fight for this organization anymore. Hey, what's he been doing since then? That was in December. Okay. That was in December. You guys seen a lot of him? It's been January, February, March, April. 4 months. He would have won the belt. Have you heard from Uncle Iev? Because I haven't. I haven't even heard his name mentioned once. You don't want Dana angry. And I hate when people comment back, they're all, you're a Dana shill. I'm like, I'm a reality shill that is trying to, I'm just telling you how I think. And if people are, I'm a lot of things. Inexperienced ain't one of them, dude. Inexperience in business is not one of them. You should, if you're interested in pursuing a life where you try to ascend through a hierarchy that includes people who have tremendous influence over your ascension, then listen to what I'm telling you. You don't have to, it's not like I would come out and defend him if I thought he did something egregiously wrong, but just pay attention. Don't get on people like that's bad side, because there's no upside in it for you. There's none. There's no upside in it. There's no upside in it. And I actually, just on the same kind of topic, I was talking about this week, or I talked about this on our new. I'm doing a show with the Osendairos that jumps Jussie Smollett, and it's called The Big Hoax. So you can look up Osendairo Brothers, The Big Hoax, and there are 2 episodes up plus some clips, and we talked about that on our latest episode. How men especially, if they don't have purpose, will get depressed. It just is what it is, dude. They'll get depressed if they don't have purpose. And so having a goal that you're working towards is important. It doesn't even need to be something grandiose, because I ended up talking about that with Mike McDaniel. And I mean, he's an NFL head coach, and he knew that that's what he wanted to do since he was 18 years old. And he's worked towards that since then. That is an enormous amount of time focused exclusively on one goal, and look at where he's at. And, I don't know. I got this comment yesterday. I got this comment yesterday on Instagram. And I was thinking about it, looking at it. The guy's like, I posted one of the pictures from me being at the event on Saturday, and they're like, "We get it, dude. You're rich. You're super successful. You're rubbing it in our face." I'm like, what? Is that really how you take that? Just because the only way you could hear that is just because I said what I did. That's what I did. I went to the show. I was sitting in the front. I was with Mike. What about how my delivery comes off would make it seem like I'm trying to rub it in anybody's face? Because I certainly am not doing that. And anybody who's ever met me in person would know, I don't feel good about making people feel bad. I just would never do that. And so I thought about it, and it's like, and then I don't know, they're just saying this weird shit. I'm like, I know where that comes from, because I have felt that way when I was much younger. And I'm telling you, where it comes from is a lack of purpose. And so when you're lost, you don't really know what you're working towards. You look at people who seem to be doing better than you, and you don't know what you're working towards. So it's like you're envious and angry, but it's like you're not envious and angry of them, dude. You just don't know what you're supposed to be working towards. The second that you set a goal and you start working in that direction, that feeling will go away. Nothing feels worse than that. It's the worst feeling in the world. It is literally the worst. My channel is so random, dude. I start off a video talking about Dana calling the Schmo a moron, and at the end, I start giving people life advice on how to, I don't know, live a more purpose-driven life. But nonetheless, it's true. The feeling that you get of that empty feeling that gets filled with envy and anger, that is filled instantaneously when you set a goal and you focus your energy on achieving that goal. I promise you, and I'm telling you that there is nothing worse than that feeling. Nothing. There's nothing worse than that feeling. I've had it before. And it doesn't even matter what the goal is. Make your goal, it just doesn't even matter. It literally doesn't matter. Make it about work. Make it about jiu-jitsu. Make it about anything. Just set a goal and then make your day focused around achieving said goal, and that feeling of envy will go away. I promise you that. Because you'll be focused on what you're doing instead of other people. Because believe me, I have plenty of reason to fill up, emptiness with envy. Think about that. Who am I, dude? Right? Who am I? I'm sitting with Mike McDaniel and the all-pros of the NFL, right? I'm sitting there, but, let's compare where our lives are, okay? Now, I could tell myself that's where, in the next year to 2 years, I'll probably be somewhere like there. I could say that, but I'm not there now. So I could easily fill that void with, being envious. But I don't do that because I'm focused on what I'm doing. You know, I'm happy for them. Anyway, that's what I got. I'm going to do this video about Izzy mocking the kid again because I actually think that this is a really, like interesting topic to discuss about whether Izzy did something wrong. Because I was so back and forth about Izzy taunting the kid the first time, and then now on the second one, I don't care, and I want to explain exactly what the difference is. You know, mocking him that night and then mocking him now. Anyway, so I'm gonna do that video now. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.